Could you hear that?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to have you join us for this class tonight, sponsored by the Sandy Granite Family History Association. And I'm Bob Ives. I'll be hosting the meeting tonight. I'm the assistant director for the Family History Center. And it's our pleasure tonight to have with us the very wild and bubbly Michelle Karen tonight. And Michelle has presented a number of webinars for the BYU Family History Library and actually spends quite a bit of time there. And her webinar topics have included getting started with family history, an introduction to family search, adding pictures and stories to memories, and a lot of other classes as well. So be sure to check in the BYU Family History website and see all of the classes that are available there, besides Karen's or Michelle's as well. And she also teaches a Sunday class at the library, and it's aimed at youth. And I bet you that thing is really full of energy. So I'd like to be a fly on the wall on that one. So without further ado tonight, Karen is going to instruct us on capturing and preserving memories with your phone. We'll turn the time over to Karen. If you'd like, we will have for those of you tuning in, a couple of things. First of all, the chat is open and available, but we won't be answering any chat questions until we have the question and answer session upon the conclusion of Michelle's presentation. Also, this class will be available on the Granite Family History Center website, granitefhc.com. It takes us usually a couple of days to get that posted on that website. But when it is posted, you'll see today's class and a number of other classes that you can view at your leisure 24/7. So we invite you to take a look. So Michelle, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, yes, I am glad that you could feel the energy. I am excited to be here tonight. I'm excited about family history. And I'm excited about preserving our family history with pictures, memorabilia, and we're going to talk all about this tonight. And as you see right here on my first slide, how can you not love this picture? This picture popped up on my family search one day. Someone in my tree had added it and tagged one of my relatives, and I just love it. I feel like, wow, this lady, it's the lady, she's a great, great, great aunt. And it just makes me look at her in a different way. I'm thinking, wow, she was pretty adventurous and spunky. Look at that. And so we're going to talk about what preserving memories does to how we view our ancestors. So I just want to start out with this. Many of us have maybe boxes of memorabilia, boxes of pictures. And a couple years ago, my grandmother, who is 99 right now, she brought to me a box and said, "Oh, here, honey, I think you might like this." And I looked in it, and it was just a box full of pictures. And of course, I was so excited. And as we were going through the pictures, some of them had things written on the back. Oh, some of them didn't. This is just a sampling of the pictures that had nothing written on the back. And when I asked my grandmother, who was this? Do you know anything about them? And these are what I call my pile of lost souls, because grandma could not tell me anything about who they are, where they were. And so I just, that gets me right in my heart. Look at these beautiful pictures that are just lost. And so it's up to us as family historians to take those boxes of pictures and those quilts on the wall and those military medals, and make them accessible to those on our family tree so that these people keep on living and showing vibrancy in life. And as I thought about my little pile of lost souls, I thought about, I had a thought and I generated this thought, and it is this: if there's no one to remember or no evidence of a life accessible in this earthly world, a person ceases to exist for those who come after. Now, of course, the person did exist, but if no one is thinking about that person, nobody knows who they were, no consideration is given to them, then essentially their memory is not existing anymore on this earth. So, as I said, it is up to us to be the memorabilia warriors and to get everything up onto our trees that we can. So, let's think about how a person is remembered after they are gone. Pictures, as long as they are preserved and accessible. Now, I am going to say that after everything, as long as they are accessible, because I can have a box of pictures, but if I shove them in the closet and they are never brought out, put up on Family Search, shared, or even handled, then really, are they doing anything? They are not. And if I don't work to get those pictures digitized, labeled, and up on Family Search, then my children have a way less chance than I do. Stories, another way a person is remembered. Family memories and friends, as long as they are written down and accessible. I've got so many stories in my head, and I'm sure that you do too. But once we're gone, if they are not written down, then they are not accessible. Even if we told them to someone, they're going to be different. They're not, the whole telephone thing. If I tell someone a story, a little something changes. So oral histories are not going to be as effective as those that are actually written down. Journals, as long as they are readable and accessible. So one thing that I have worked on doing is digitizing my grandfather's journal. And it is as easy as taking pictures and putting those pictures up on Family Search and labeling them. And there's his journal in his handwriting and everything. And personal histories, as long as they are written and accessible. My accessible got cut off, but they still have to be accessible. So here are just some things. So why do we want to add memories to our family tree? This picture here is a quilt, which was created by my great grandmother. And I have the original quilt, and it's actually starting to fray a bit. It's tearing in places. It's very, very fragile. I know that this is not going to last for very long, but it's just so beautiful to me and adorable. So I've taken a picture of it, even though it's a quilt, and put it up on Family Search and tagged it to the person that did it. And as you can see, look how it brightens the page. These people, as we add memories, become more than just cold, hard facts. Someone that was born in a place and died in a place. They become a person who had hobbies, a person who contributed to their community, a person who had feelings, artistic ability, so many things. And I have found that as I process memorabilia and pictures, documents for my family, that I get to know them better. And as I get to know them, I can get to know myself as well and find strength from their example. So I'm just going to show you an example here. This is what I call my Charlie Brown family tree. It's a tree with no pictures on it, and it's just what we need a tree to be. It's functional, right? It's got names, dates, places on it, and it's not going to, blow anyone over, but it does what it's supposed to do. And then here is my beautiful family tree. And all this is the portrait view. But look at how much different this looks. Look at the pictures and the faces of these people. So I consider this my fully decorated Christmas tree. And it's been my goal to try to get a picture for every relative I can, a portrait up there, because look at that. They're people now instead of just names. And it's okay if you don't have pictures, that's fine. Of course, we're not going to have pictures for everybody, but we want to have as much as we can to make that person come to life. And just as a side note, I do have to say in Family Search, there is my favorite feature, which is compare a face, where you take a picture of yourself and it goes through your tree and tries to find who you look like. And for years, I think I finally got old enough, but for years I was matched. You can't see him very well, but here's a guy at the very top right. His name is Christian Friedrich Wilhelm. And he is just this crusty old guy with a beard. And I got that as a comparison with my face for years. So just as a side note, saying you get fun things like that if you put portraits up on your Family Search. Okay, so I have another class that I teach that is all about how to digitize your memorabilia, your pictures, your stories, and all of that. And so I've been asked in this presentation to give a condensed version of that class and to talk more about the Memories app, which is amazing. So I'm just going to give you a quick run of how I organize my memorabilia and what my memorabilia is. But here is what I do. I gather my supplies for my project. I find a home for the project. So that means someplace that I don't have to clean up every day, because I don't know about you, but that is not going to work for me. I need to be able to just have something set up all the time for my project. Gather your memories, sort your memories, label your memories. I'm going to tell you a little bit what I mean about memories in a while. Decide physically where you will store them and digitally where you will store them. Take pictures of them, edit the pictures, and publish on the Memories app. So in a nutshell, that is what you are going to do to prepare for the Memories app. And here's an example of what I mean by memories. Of course, we have photographs. And right here, I've got my quilt in the back that I've already shown you. Up here on the right is a newspaper article about my grandfather that I found in a box. And I just love it. I love that picture of him. I love the crinkles in the paper. So I took a picture of it and I put that up on Family Search. Right here is his Bronze Star that he was awarded for his bravery in World War II. And I took a picture of that, and you can see it's on a little velvet, a velvet background, and it's just really beautiful. It's falling apart, as you can imagine. So I'm so glad that I have that preserved here. So I just want to make one quick note about how amazing, and I said, that you will get to know these people as you gather memories. So the pictures down here are my great grandparents. And I was working on their line, and I was wishing I had some pictures, wishing I had, something to do to enrich their profiles. And I got a message on Family Search one day from a lady that said, "Oh, Michelle, I see that you are researching this family, and I found something with their name on it at a garage sale. Should I send it to you? It looks like a family tree and, like a few things." And I said, "Well, of course." And so she sent me this in the mail, and this was in Elkhart, Indiana, where most of my family's from. So she sent me this packet in the mail full of a family tree and family group sheets and pictures, these original pictures of these two people, this couple. And I was so amazed by that and just reminded again, our ancestors care that we know them. And if we want to get to know them, we will be given opportunities. Of course, that is, a 1 in a million experience, but it did happen to me. And so I hope that you will enjoy as you go through this process, growing close to your ancestors as I have. Okay, so here I have my pictures and I'm just showing you how I sorted them. I mean, it's pretty low tech. And some people have even said to me, I wouldn't put a post-it note on top of those pictures. You know what? That's fine. But the way I feel like, hey, if this works for me, it works. So I divided them into families. And you can also do events, places, people, um, year, anything that you want to do. But for me, it made sense to divide my pictures by family. So that was how I sorted. I would also do this for memorabilia. Memorabilia, I would probably divide by family. So, for instance, I have a box of my grandfather's stuff. I have a box of one of my great grandmother's stuff. I have some of my grandma's things. And so I would do that by person, and that would be like the quilt, the medal, the newspaper article, anything else that you have. Okay, so we need to choose physical and digital storage. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to have all these pictures, and my grandma gave them to me in a box that was falling apart and probably eating up the pictures. A lot of the pictures were on, black, old black albums. And you can see this picture right here on this slide. It's got a little damage from taking it off of those old black albums. So we want to make sure that things are put in archival appropriate containers. So you can buy those on Amazon, archival storage boxes and folders, all different kinds of things. So I encourage you to get your pictures and memorabilia out of the old boxes and make sure that they are in good, high quality preservation containers. And then we need to research and choose digital storage for photos. Um, I have found for me that here's my little trusty old iPhone. For me, iPhoto is the easiest and best place to save things because I have it here on my phone, I have it in the cloud, I have it on my laptop, and then I have it on Family Search when I put it up there. So the same thing can be done with Google Photo or any number of applications. Okay, so let's see. I got a little behind myself or ahead of myself there. So once we get our pictures and take our pictures, we are going to load them onto the Family Search Memories app. And the Memories app is different from the Family Tree app because it is only dedicated to memories that we put up and tag our people with. And I love that because it's so easy to use. I was just going to give you, so if you need to download this, here are some ideas. So you go to on your app platform. So that would be the App Store, or for Google, you're going to go to Google Play. So you can do it through Chromebook, through Kindle. Pretty much, if you just look up memories and it looks just like it does here on this screen, then you will be able to find it, and you can easily download it, and it's super easy to work. Okay, so I'm just going to go back a couple slides here. Once we have our pictures, we're going to take the picture, and there are a whole bunch of tools that we can use for that. I use a shot box, which is something that just makes it easier. But I just wanted to point this out, that we can take pictures, but editing helps them so much. If you can look here on the left, This is the original photo that I took. And then over on the right, that is the edited photo that I took. So it's just more up close. It's just a clearer, more crisp picture. So I encourage you, whatever kind of phone you have, to look into your editing capabilities on your phone. This was done with an iPhone, and it's just so easy to take the picture and just edit it right there. Um, okay, so once we have everything gathered, everything sorted, and we have taken the pictures of everything that we want to put up on the Memories app and tag our ancestors with, then we are going to add them using the iPhone or your Android. And it is so easy. So I'm just going to go through that process. I wanted to just point this out because my daughter and I did this probably a year ago last summer. And as we were doing this, we would take 100 pictures and put them up onto Family Search. And I was getting emails, warning, your picture is restricted. And I kept thinking, I just kept feeling like the biggest rebel ever. Wow, I am really in trouble here. But you have to follow the guidelines. So no nudity or modesty. You can read through here. But for instance, I had a picture of my grandmother and her sisters, and they were in bathing suits. And it was not immodest, but it was just that that their program picked up nudity. So I just had to write a nice little message and say, this is my grandmother and her sisters. They are not indecent. They are swimming. And so Family Search will usually say yes. I had another picture of my great grandmother with holding a shotgun that my grandfather had used hunting. And that they would not allow because they don't allow firearms. So just don't feel bad about yourself. I was feeling like a serious rebel, but realize that if you just reach out to them, when they send you the "you are being a rebellious person" email, then you just write back to them and explain. Okay, so we're gonna just quickly go through how to add information that easy way through the Memories app. So this is just a picture here of my phone, and you can see the Memories app looks like a little green square with a tree on it. And so I am going to go and just click onto the Memories app. And when the Memories app opens, it looks just like this on the other side of the screen. You can see it has icons across the top here. And what the icons represent are photos, stories, documents, and recordings. And so we're going to talk all about those. So to use the Memories app, the most important thing to remember is the green button. So all you have to remember is once you have pictures up on your phone, the green button. Anything you want to add, you can just push the green button. So here, when I push the green button, it brings up your options. And my options are 4. 1, do I want to add a document? Do I want to write a story, add audio, or add photo? And we're going to talk a little bit about that, what each of those means. So to add a photo or add a picture, I am just starting with that green button again. I'm going to click and it will ask me, well, where do you want to add this from? Now, I could take a photo there, but since I already took my photo and edited it so it looks great, I'm going to get that from my camera roll. You can also get it from files if you have your files somewhere, or if you're on your laptop. But we're doing the easy thing. We just have our phone, and we are going to click camera roll. And then you're going to select the photo that you want and click add. So it will bring up your camera roll, and then you click add. So once you added a picture, you have a picture there, we want to tag these pictures. So it is so great to get our pictures up on the Memories app. But if we don't tag them to a person, then they're kind of floating. They're floating in your Memories app space and no one else can see them. They must be attached to a person. So that is why I really like separating my pictures and memorabilia into families or into people, individuals, because then I can just go and I can add 10 pictures for the same person and then go through this process. And it's so easy to do. Um, so down at the bottom of our Memories app, once your picture has loaded, it'll look like the first picture on the left there. And down at the bottom, you'll see I have 4 more choices. What do I want to do with this picture? Do I want to tag a person? And that means attach it so that anybody that has that person in their tree will be able to see that picture. Do I want to write a comment? Do I want to speak a comment or see who is tagged if somebody was already tagged? So I am going to tag this. This is a picture of my dad, and it's just so cute. I love it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tap the face of the person that we want to tag, and then we'll see a white circle appear. When the gray box pops up, we are going to type in a name. If this person is in our family tree, then Family Search will bring up a list of possibilities from your tree and you just click on who you want. So as I typed his name in, Gregory Wayne Davis, my dad's name popped up and I was able just to click and say, yes, that is the person I want. So then you know you did the right thing when his name appears under him. So you can see there is his name right under this little baby. And then I'm going to click done to save the tag. So now anybody that has this person in their family tree, as long as the person is not living, then they will be able to see this. Memories for the living are not shared publicly and they are not accessible to anyone but you, the person that has put them up. So just to know you're safe. I had a lady come in the other day and she was really worried that some people that were alive were going to not like the pictures they were in. And I had to explain to her, well, they don't get tagged. You cannot tag a live person. So they won't see themselves. So, and I, just to let you know, do add pictures of living people up on Family Search because I just think it is the best way to save pictures. So here's a picture of my dad. He's still living. No one can see it but me. But I have got that picture saved up there, and I figure that if any place is a safe place to store my pictures, that Family Search is a pretty good bet. So I just like to take as many pictures as I can, even if they're living. One day, when he passes on and he is made a deceased person, then anybody has him in his tree will be able to see that picture because he's tagged. So just to let you know. Now we can do the same process with multiple people. So once I tagged one person here, then you just click the next face, write the name, click the next face, and then always we have to click done. Okay. So that was our add photo, which was probably the most used and just kind of the most basic, easy thing to do. But we're going to talk now about adding a document. So what is a document? A document is just a picture of anything that you want to label as a document. So when I think of this, I think of maybe a birth certificate, a family group sheet, an obituary could be labeled as a document, anything that you want labeled as a document. And so it's just a way to add information about your family in an easy way just by taking a picture. So for example, if you have, here's a talk that I gave, and you know what? It was a really good talk. So I would probably like to put that up on my family search memories, and I could take a picture of that talk and I could label it as a document and just say what it was. So I like that option, especially for things that are a little more official, or maybe just words only. So that is adding a document. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the document. You're just going to click the magic button, which is that little green button. You're going to go to your camera roll, select your picture. So right here, I selected. I have a little obituary of my great uncle. Now, with the document, you have a few other options. You're going to tap the three dots up here at the top, and you can add details. So my title here is the Jerry O. Smith obituary. I thought that was pretty descriptive. I didn't need another description. I could have done a better job putting the event date and the event place, but I didn't. A public memory, meaning anyone can see this memory. I kind of discourage, unless it is just for your own personal viewing, to make every memory public, because that's what makes it amazing, is that's what everyone can see, these people, and they become real. I don't really know what a private memory would be, because it probably would never go public. And so it's kind of just a waste of space, in my opinion. I would probably just put public memories up here. Anyways, and then down here at the bottom is when I can say, I want to make this a document. So you can see down here, historical records, certificates, etc. Okay, now we're going to talk about adding stories. And this was kind of confusing to me, because what's the difference between a story and a document? Is a story a document? The only difference is a story is something that you directly type into the Memories app on your phone or on your laptop. So it's a little easier to do this part on your laptop. I might suggest, if you have stories, to do it on your laptop. It's just easier with the keyboard. I have done it with my phone, but it is easier with your laptop. So again, we're going to click the green button, and we are going to click Write a Story. Now, if we have pictures for the story, which I would recommend, because a picture is worth 1,000 words and always makes things so more interesting. If you look over here at this picture I have, this is my great grandfather, and a little story here that I was told about him. Look how much more interesting it is with a picture. Again, if we don't have a picture, that's fine. But I find it always, if you have pictures, always add pictures. So you can add up to 10 if you want. And then you enter your title, and then you enter your content. So you can see here, I wrote, Elgin Davis was Elgin Butcher and Nina Butcher's grandfather. Grandpa Davis had a black horse called Blackie, who was blind. Grandpa bought his groceries and liquor in Sidna. One time he fell asleep going home, and the horse ran off the road on... Anyways, what happened was the horse fell off the road because the grandpa was inebriated from buying his liquor in town, and the horse knew the way home even though he was blind. So that's a little story that you can type into Family Search. And I like this idea. If you have a picture that really means something to you, you can put it as comments in a picture, but it's kind of more fun to enter it as a story. So that is what we do with stories. Okay, so after we write our story, we're going to save it. And again, we want to mark it as public. So we always want to have our things public if we can. It's so much better. To make any changes, we're going to click the three dots, and we can do any of these options. We can add it to an album. We can delete it, we can move it, or edit, do whatever you want to. Okay, now we are going to talk about adding audio with the Memories app. So I bet you can tell me where we're going to go. The green button, that's right, push the magic button, add audio. And you are going to choose where you want to add your audio from. Now, on the iPhone, we do have an app where we can record, and so you could add something from there. But I also think it's just easy just to say, "Hey, I'm going to record it. I'm just going to talk here." And I encourage you not to worry about it. I know that's kind of scary because you're thinking, "Oh no, it's going to be recorded, my voice forever." But sometimes a free association and just how you remember things comes out great. So when you do tell it that you want to record audio, it is going to give you two options. You can either choose a topic, so it'll give you things of what you can talk about. And I love this because just think if we were to do this every week, once a week, just answer a question. We are writing our family or our personal history right there, just through questions. So we have, what do you remember about the place you grew up? How did you meet your spouse? What are moments that impacted your life most? What is a memorable moment from your childhood? So we can choose a topic here, or you can say, I don't want to answer any of those questions. I have a story I want to tell, and you can just begin recording. So if we have a picture that we want to add audio to, we are just going to find that picture in our Memories app, and then you're going to click the microphone icon. And then you're going to record your audio. And look at that, you can talk up to 5 minutes about a picture. I would probably suggest not doing that because I don't see a lot of people listening to 5 minutes of every picture that you have up there, but once in a while, that's probably okay. Once it is actually recorded, it will look like the picture on the right. You will see a little green play button, and you can see I recorded some audio on this. This is my mother, my aunt, and my grandpa. I think it was on an Easter Sunday. They were all dressed up and ready to go. I recorded 13 seconds about that. So, and how amazing that will be for those, maybe my grandchildren, when I'm gone, to hear my voice telling them that story. So I think that that's really important. I've always loved listening to old speeches given by memorable people, or prophets, or people in history, historical greats. It is so interesting to hear their voice, isn't it? It becomes real. So that is something I really like about audio, and I encourage you to try it. Just try it with at least one picture. Another thing that I really like about the audio function is that it's a nice, easy way to record an interview. So if you are interviewing an ancestor, this is a great way to record their interview, and you can put it right up on the Memories app. So put a picture of them there, tag them, and that would just be a great thing to do. Okay, so once we have all of our pictures up there and we've tagged all of our people, we have another option, and that is to make albums. And albums is just a way to organize your pictures. So, for instance, if you have all of your pictures for one person, a good way to organize that might be to put it in an album. So even as you're taking pictures, you can put it in that album. So when it comes time to tag them, you don't have to go through and try to find which picture they're in, but it'll already be in an album for them. So you are just going to click any picture or any item to add it to an album, and click the three dots right up here on the right. And when the picture is chosen, if you choose you can choose an existing album or create a new one. So I've got 4 little albums here. You can see this is my daughter Abby that I'm experimenting with. So I clicked that I want a new album, and I'm going to type Abby's name there when I'm prompted, and then the picture when it's added, and I also added a little description about it, and then you'll know it's added when it looks like this. So it just kind of brings the picture up and it's added. So to see all of our albums, we just click on the bottom of our home page. So again, first thing you bring up the Memories app, there's the magic green button. So right down below it, we have My Memories, which will bring up everything that you have put up. It'll bring up your albums. You can use the find feature, which is using a name, a place, or anything that you have actually typed into the memory. Or you can bring up your albums. So here you can see I have got 5 albums, and I can either pick from one of these or I can add a new album. So just to finish up, I want to point out again that if there isn't a picture, a story, an artifact, then how is a person remembered? And it is up to us to make sure that we preserve any part of a person's life that we can. And the Memories app is such a great, easy way to do it. I just love it. It's very user-friendly and it's very efficient. And I really like that about it. Your ancestors are waiting to help you find them and to find the artifacts that will help you get to know them. Like I said, I have had experiences where just handling the memorabilia, looking at the pictures, I get to know my ancestors. As I said last summer, my daughter and I took hundreds of pictures and put them on Family Search through the Memories app. And it was amazing to us how we got to know the people just by looking at their pictures. I would come up with a picture that didn't have anything written on the back, and my daughter could say, "Oh, I know that. That's Joseph from this family. Look." And sure enough, that was him. And we really felt that we got to know these people. Their faces were familiar to us. And so I encourage you all to sort your memories, take pictures of them, and get them up on the Family Search Memories app. And I know that it will bring great blessings to you and really make your life more interesting. Okay, so that is my spiel, and I'm wondering if we have any questions. This is a pretty well-versed group, so I am not sure. Okay, here's the chat.
While you're thinking out there, check chat. I put
Okay,
notes up in chat as Michelle was going along there. So you can refer to some things later on.
oh
So
yeah, that's great. Just the step-by-step how to use the Family Tree Memories app. Excellent. Thank you, Bob.
well, you're welcome.
Well, we could have just sent that link out.
No, I just do that so people know that I'm actually awake.
I know, that's so good, so good. So,
Watching. Any questions?
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Michelle, thank you so much.
Oh,
That
you're
was
welcome.
wonderful. I'm going to watch this over and over so I can continue to plug into your energy and whatnot for us.
Oh, good. I'll have one fan. One fan. Okay. Thank you, Bob. And thanks, everybody. This was really fun.
Great. Thank you all. And
Bye.
remember, you can see Michelle's presentation at granitefhc.com. And when you're on the website, go to schedules and then the classes. And you can go see this class plus a lot of others. So thank you very much. And watch for Michelle on the BYU website as well. And having said that, good night to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
You're welcome.